What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. So we're gonna start and dive into the C35. If you missed the last episode, it was an introduction to getting the car, lowering it and throwing the axles on it. On this episode, we're going to install all the suspension arms that I got. I always like to refresh the suspension on my cars, and especially on one that I'm gonna be doing some hard driving on. So I got all SPL arms for S14, and for those that don't know, Laurels pretty much share, they're pretty much like a S chassis estate. It's like a 4-door S chassis with an RV. So these are all S14 arms that work on the C35. Like for example, the C33 like pretty much mirrors S13 chassis. C35 is S14 and I think a little bit of S15, that I'm not 100% sure, but I know that all the S14 arms work on this car. So all the arms I got are from SPL. So I got like rear control arms, tension rods or traction rods, fronts, and I even got these Toge Factory outer tie rods with Aurora spherical bearings. And if we end up having enough time, I still really want to throw on my tail lights that I've had sitting here for like 2 weeks, and I'm really excited to see them on the car. I haven't really driven the car because it's winter and the roads were salted, but it's been raining a lot, so I might end up getting the chance to finally drive this. I've only driven it once and it was like a 10-minute drive. So I'll be excited if I could get everything installed, drive it to my shop, get an alignment, get the engine bay clean, interior detailed, kind of just go through the car and clean it up and stuff. Maybe possibly enjoy it for a little bit before Christmas. And without further ado, let's get started. I got all the arms out from the driver's side rear, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to set all the arms to the same length as the OEM ones. I'm going to show you guys kind of like I'm sure it's pretty obvious, but just a quick trick on how I can set it to the same length so that way it doesn't throw off my alignment like too much and I can drive it to the shop. So what's nice is that each one of these arms actually comes with instructions on how to adjust these. But essentially what I learned from actually my brother-in-law, John, is he'll take a bolt, line up one end, and then I'll adjust. And once I could slide the bolt and line this end, then it'll be the same length. And now that I have the length adjusted, so I turned it from the inside, I made sure both ends were all the way in, and then I turned it so it was even, and it pushed both ends out. And then I used the bolts on each end to line it up, and all I gotta do is tighten down the Allen heads and it's good to go to throw inside. Then I just gotta adjust the other two. So all of the arms are in. What's nice is that these arms already came with NICs on the inside, so I didn't have to take them apart, put NICs on the inside. All I did was put some, here's my bottle, I already got it all over my hands. I just put it on all the new hardware and the bolts. The other side's all good to go, and hopefully the rest of it should go quicker now. Okay, so as I was working on the front, the inner and outer tie rods were like super seized, and I tried everything from like heating and cycling, like torching them, using any type of, you know, sprayable like WD-40 and stuff like that I can use to break them loose without like any success. So I was just like, all right, whatever, I'll order new tie rods. And it's been a nightmare with like O'Reilly's, getting the wrong parts, not even ordering them, and it's like 4 days in of going there every single day and picking up something, and there's just like an issue. So what I did is I finished the install, lower the car a little bit more, and then we'll do the inner and outer tie rods another day. Like, I'm taking it to the shop tomorrow to get it aligned. We're just gonna throw the tie rods on while it's up in the air. But the main stuff is done, and that's all I really care about right now. I just put it back together, it's done. And this kind of, I guess, gives me time to throw in my taillights. So, had these sitting here for a while, and actually these are probably the first C35 part that I've gotten. If I could open this. Alright, actually I'm really excited. They're supposed to be plug and play. Supposed to be. Or what this is, please be sure. Something about wiring. I know that I will probably have to do load resistors for the turn signals, which should be arriving today, but I'm gonna throw these in either way, and then I'll do the load resistors once they are here. Probably doing tonight. Yo, holy shit, they actually have load resistors in them. This is like a first out of any car I've ever bought, like aftermarket LED custom tail lights for. I always had to wire and load resistors, but hell yeah, sweet. I'm so stoked for these. Here it is, and it's plug and play. Hopefully everything works. So let's get started. Plugged it in and just didn't bolt anything in just to see if everything works. Hazards on, and these just look so sick. They remind me of my old Chaser tail lights, like when I had the S1 tails. So they're fully LED, sequential, all of that good stuff. And because I'm missing like all my, pretty much all the interior pieces in here in my trunk, it was super easy to get to. So I'm gonna bolt all this in and then throw in the other side. Alright, so both sides are on and they just look so good. I feel like they really match like the look I'm going for with the car, which is a blend of my C33 and my old Chaser. That's kind of like what I'm going for on the C35, is if you put both of those two cars together. And the taillights literally look like my old tails from the Chaser. So pretty easy, straightforward, and excited for all the progress I've made on this car this past couple days. Front end still needs a little bit more love with the headlights and all, so hopefully within the next month I'll have all my new headlights and bulbs and everything in, so I could start refreshing the front end before I send this car off to paint. I'm also very happy with the new ride height. There's just a couple little things to tweak for the alignment and obviously do the front tie rods, but new ride height looks good. So the next couple things that I want to do to the car is get the interior cleaned out like really bad. And I also want to get the engine bay dry ice blasted, which is something that we offer now at my shop. And this engine bay like really needs it. I need to do like an oil change, spark plugs, just some of the typical like small maintenance stuff. And then hopefully my seat brackets will be in so I can at least throw in my new bride. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys made it this far, please comment, like, and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.